Alright guys, we're here back with another video, and today I wanted to make a video on the best budget characters that you could possibly get in NBA Infinite currently in season 2. So what I define as budget cards, obviously you have the commons and stuff. I'll probably like add those in, but and then like I'll probably just like barely mention them because there's not many good common cards or rare cards, and there's only like a few budget legendaries. There's only three that, well, we'll get into that. But for budget cards, I'm really thinking like the epics, because the epics are the most common things you're gonna pull outside of the rares or common cards, and they're the least value. And some of those epic cards or can really like help you grind and rank and all that stuff. So what I said I was gonna do is like I'm gonna the cutoff point for like a budget card for me is like under 400k. Now if I put it at 500k, I think Shea gets in that mix. I think Gobert gets in that mix, and some other cards maybe. But I want to say under 400k because if you look at it, like the reason I said it, because to max them out will cost you the amount of a max legendary. The more you go up, the more expensive it's gonna be. Like a card like like Cat is like technically like if you really, because he's less than a legendary, he's a budget card, but Cat's is like 700k per card, and like that's gonna cost you a bit. So I wanted to really look at cards like that cost like under like 20 something mil or under 30 mil. So yeah, these are the cards that I'm thinking mostly under 20 something mil, because I think PG at max. Yeah, like look at this is a budget card right here. Like, you feel me? So I just made it a cutoff point of 400k just to make it more fair there. So let's get into it. And who do I think out of these cards here are really like bang for your buck? Now, obviously, starting here, the cheapest card, LaMelo Ball, 7 mil to max rank him. Obviously, extremely budget card for an epic. And then we have the second lowest here. Let me do it by position actually. So the second lowest here, De'Aaron Fox, 8 mil to max out. And then let me compare the both of them. Now, me personally, I would say out of these two cards, I think De'Aaron would be better. But depends on really your playstyle and what you like to do. But De'Aaron has like the block resistance, high speed dribbling, and then like his mid range shot. Like he's probably like a top 2 like best mid range shooters in the game. Like actually, like it's actually insane. Like it feels like he doesn't miss. Shout out to Dat Boy or UT Shifty or whatever his name is now. Like he's actually insane from the mid range. Like there was a game where I played against one where he just completely just did not miss in the mid range area. But LaMelo, he's a passing type, so you gotta like pass the ball often, have teammates that can take smart shots and make open shots. But he boosts alley oops. He gives his teammates field goal percentage and all that dunk rate percentage. Like it's a great card to have, but when you look at it, like he's faster. Like I said, better mid range shooter. But if you want to hit the three, like if you want to say better overall shooter, it's probably LaMelo. And then obviously dunking, and then but all these stats here are better in LaMelo's area. But when you get into the badges, tough shot finisher, giant slayer, floor general, like based off use, I think you get clutch. Clutch shooter is so important. Like that's one of the most important badges in the game. Poster printer right there, catch and shoot. You can catch alley oop, step back. You know what I'm saying? Like I think out of these two cards, I would say De'Aaron is probably the better card there. Donovan Mitchell is also a good card. Like, can I just view him? Oh no. Oh, I took out LaMelo. Well, let me do that back. And then set it back. Yeah. So, how do I view? Yeah, if I just... Well, let me just compare him again. I think... No, let me compare him to Donovan Mitchell, actually, because... Yeah. since these cards are like very similar, I think De'Aaron is probably slightly better than Donovan, just off the simple fact that he only gets block resistance on his, and I think De'Aaron's is higher, right? It's the same, but he also gets mid-range field goal, so that's better there. The strength is incredibly important. Because if you didn't know, there's like power. Like I'm starting to see it more often, but power juking is so important now. It's growing as something that's important because the ability to just run through someone and then like they get the dizzy animation, and that's a wide open shot or an open lane for a dunk or a layup. Like most times, like strength abusing is something that is growing. He's obviously an overall better shooter. But mid range wise, still better right there. But these are still lower stats. Layup is much better. Layup, passing, steal, blocking. I mean, I guess defense is important. That defense is important there. Doesn't have tough shot finisher, which is not that great. But higher level of poster printer right there. Strong finisher. This is layup. Ankle breaker, power. See what I'm talking about? That power juking is important. Like he can just run through defenders. Like if he's going against someone with lower strength than him, like he'll just run straight through them most of the time. He does have clutch shooter, he has catch and shoot. Like I think Donovan might be slightly better, but I think overall I'd still probably take De'Aaron. But it's a very close competition right there. But depends on what you like. But I think both of them are pretty good cards. Obviously, probably in contention for the best budget card in the entire game is Siakam. As I said, I don't really like his stats. His stats are just not for me because when you look at it, like let me just do this just to get this up here. Obviously, as I said before, like he has the strongest ability in the game. There's nothing. If you give this ability to like any other card, like if you give something like this to what's a good card? Card that can rebound and all. If you give this to Cat, Cat is the best card in the game, by far. If you give this to Cat, Cat would be the best card in the game. Who else is a center that can shoot or a big man? You know what I'm saying? Like you give this to like anyone that can grab rebounds consistently, has a decent rebound stat and whatever. Like they're the best card in the game. Like he has good strength, so it's not terrible. It's okay. He has good speed. He has only a 700 3-pointer, which is very low. He has a decent mid range. Um, Good dunking, good defense, decent rebounding. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a overall just a decent card. Like I just still don't. I'm not in love with the stats, and then he obviously doesn't have badges like that, which is another thing that doesn't make this card as great. But I personally believe he's still one of the best budget options. If I had to pick between the best budget cards that you could probably have, I would say it's Siakam, probably Bam, Drew Holiday, PG, and Jimmy. So let me go to Bam. Like a lot of people will say, like, how much does it cost to max out Bam? 10 mil. Wow, just 10 mil. He's not that expensive. So a lot of people will say like Bam isn't that great a card, and I just have to disagree with that because Bam, compared to another center, Bam is one of the best rebounders in the entire game. He just is. His skill here gives him more dunk and movement speed, and he gives cross positional shot contest 80%. So, like, if he's not fully guarding someone, or depending if he's guarding a smaller guard or whatever, like he still has a very strong contest. He can make their shots like heavy and moderate most of the time as well. It is different for each position. Obviously, he's an extremely fast center. Most centers have like under 500 speed, and like even power forwards, he's as fast as a lot of power forwards. Obviously, he's a great mid-range shooter, very strong in the interior, not that strong post-wise, but has great dunking. Stealing, blocking is pretty low, but Like you have to really time his block. Like you can get it, but I played against someone where they blocked like a few layups in a row with Bam. Like it can happen. It's just it's very like you know what I'm saying. It's like very uncommon, but it can happen. Like he has 850 rebound, which is really good, and he gets like all the rebound buffs in his badges. Like even though Sabonis has a higher rebound, like Sabonis is just so much slower. Like just so much slower, and you can't rely on him to hit an open shot if he was really open and all that stuff. What's this? What's this? Yeah, field goal percentage, rebound rate after, but it's only after an assist though. Yeah, it's only after an assist. If you don't get an assist, then he's not going to get any of that stuff. I think Bam is one of my favorite players I've ever used in this game. I really love running center with him. Probably need to use someone like Embiid and see what center is like with someone like that. But I think he is one of the best cards that you can have in this game, especially if you're gonna go with any budget option. And then let me go into other cards. I know people like Lowry, but my biggest thing with Lowry is that he just misses way too many shots, man. Like he just misses way too. He doesn't have like 3-point pull up pro. I think that might be the reason why he misses so many threes. He has like an 800 3-pointer, and when I used him, it felt like he missed like every 3-pointer I took with him, and like he made more mid range shots, and he has like a under 600 mid range. It was so crazy. But yeah, let's go into the next two cards, which I think are probably the two best cards you could probably have in this game if you're going to go with any cheap option. Drew Holiday and Paul George. These two guys are steal machines, but Drew specifically is a steal machine. That's exactly what you're using. You're using this card to hit open threes, play defense, and steal the ball. That's it. Paul George is the all-around bucket, and obviously he's a great defender. Like shot contest resist, screen avoidance, like stuff like that. Like that's beautiful. Like that just helps so much. But he has decent strength. Obviously, he has good speed. Obviously, he's gonna be faster there. Good 3-pointer, decent mid range, and then all that's in his favor right there. Especially that steal with all his buffs that he gets. But I didn't know he had a higher defensive rating. That's actually pretty crazy right there. So technically, just based off the stats, Drew Holiday is better than PG, but you can do much more with PG offensively than you can with Drew Holiday, in my personal opinion. Doesn't have tough shot finisher. He has corner three, shifty master. What else do they not have? First step master, off screen shooters. You know what I'm saying? Height advantage, pro dunker. Oh, he has position pass. That's nice. Oh, and clutch shooter as well. That's good. I still can't believe they lowered his unlimited range. That upsets me, but it is what it is. Can catch alley oops. Has a step back, jab, sham god, dunk, euro, floater. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think overall these two cards are really good. He has a really good heat map. These cards are two really good cards, and probably like the two best budget cards that you can probably get in the entire game. It all depends on what you want. If you want to be more offensive based, then I would say use PG. But if you're just looking to play defense, hit an open three here and there, then Drew Holiday might be a better option for you. And as I said, they're not that expensive, 13 mil, and he's going to be around that ballpark. Yeah, 14, 15 mil. Like you can get that with a few, like if you just sell legendaries or sell the cards that you get. Now, the final card in Jimmy Butler. Jimmy got his buff recently where he got an increase to his his mid-range. He didn't get a buff to his 3, which I don't know why they didn't buff his 3. He's not a terrible 3-point shooter. He just doesn't really shoot threes in the regular season, if I remember correctly. Because when he's in the playoffs, that like he be drilling them. Yeah, he gives himself 100 strength. Wow. Okay, buffs his stamina. Interceptions aren't like a thing right now, and juke effectiveness, that's actually something that's pretty good. So he gets 850 strength. Wow, okay, that's actually like really, because as I said, power juking is something that's very important. Because if you look at it at max, he'll just run straight through Drew Holiday. He can't guard, like, he just can't guard him. And there goes the speed. He has decent speed right there. Post dunk, great dunker. Stealing is in defense. Okay, Drew is better in those aspects. That's kind of even that doesn't all right. That doesn't even make sense right there. I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't make sense. But whatever. But you know, it is what it is. Clutch shooter at level 5. I Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, Jimmy, I did not know that. Tough shot finisher, defensive anchor, first step master. Was it quick juke? No, movement speed. Okay. Dunk monster at level 4. Wow. Okay. Poster printer, pro dunker, strong finisher. This probably helps him out so much with his layup. Because if you know you drive to the basket and you're getting a dunk animation, then you get contact, he'll just do a layup, and then most of the time the layup's like lightly contested. So yeah, he seems pretty good. As I said, he probably is. If you're going by how I view it, under 400k or under 500k or whatever, this is the card. Like, that's probably the best option overall. But I think it's either Jimmy, Bam, Drew, or PG. It's one of those 4 cards are the best budget options that you can get in this entire game. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more content. Tell me what you guys think. Oh, before we get into that, actually, the other cards that I said I was going to mention, the rare cards. About to end the video, probably a little bit too early there. The rare cards. Now, I have seen G-Wiz use Van Vliet like at high tier in PvP, so he might be a good card. I'm not sure exactly what he does at max. Well, actually, No, I'm not gonna go through them like that, but I'll just tell you the cards I see. I don't see Dinwiddie anymore, and I wouldn't advise using Dinwiddie. Poole is someone that can help you because he's such a good shooter. So Poole is actually a decent option. I would say Brook back in the day, but because he's so slow, I just don't see the value. But he can block, and he's not that bad a rebounder. Wiggins is someone that I see very often. He's a good defender, and he's good offensively. Like, he can shoot, he can dunk, and all that stuff. Bog is probably like the best budget card outside of the two rookie cards in KD and Steph. And then we have Jalen Green, who got his buff, which he's now a pretty decent card. So these are cards that, in terms of the lower tier cards, like Steph. I can't say LeBron because like he can't shoot, and then like if you're getting a dunk, your dunk can be blocked. Even though he has the glitchy dunks, your dunk can be blocked, or you're just gonna get that contact animation where you just miss. You put a heavy contested miss. KD and Steph are probably the best rookie cards. And Boog, Jalen Green, Wiggs, Poole are probably like the cards that I would tell you. If you're going to use a budget card, a common card on these cards, those are the cards that you should probably try to use there. And then in terms of the legendaries, obviously, like Embiid, Dame, and where's Tatum? Yeah, Tatum. And then Book is that other legendary that I was going to mention. I've been using Book. I think he's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. He has good stats and good badges. I think he's a very good card. But the best legendary, obviously, is Tatum. But if you're going to go for a cheaper option, depending on what you want to use, but I'd still think Dame is the best budget legendary that you can get in this game. Either him or Embiid outside of, like, if this price isn't what you want over a mil, like, these are the two, like, best options that you can get at cheap. Because they're both under 30, but no. To get them to R6, yeah. Both under 30 mil, just an R6 is really all you need for both these cards. And that's the same price as a Max Jimmy, so all depends on what you want, but I think those are really good cards. So yeah, that's all I have for the video. Please like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.